Oh, I didn't see you there. Welcome back to Andrew's Garage. In this episode, you're going to find out if we can get the Chevelle to run under its own power for the first time since 1991. This was the most stressful video I've made to date. This is over 7.5 hours of footage that I'm going to have to cut down into a video for you guys. So, I hope that you love it, and I hope that you like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you at the shop. Good morning, folks. It is now Monday. So, we'll, hope you can hear me over the tropical rainstorm that's going on out there. Don't mind the absolute mess. That's how it always ends up. But we've acquired a couple parts, though. First of all, we got that, I was talking about that carburetor in the other video, that it's only a 600 Holley, and I can only get the front two barrels to work because I got a couple linkages missing. So we've procured a Quadrajet. I think it's going to be a good one. It's sealed up. The floats are good. It's obviously okay because it has all the lines still on it. We've also acquired a tilt and mini starter, which we had to actually take apart and work the brushes back and forth in order to get it to work. And we've acquired some big block pulleys. So we're going to try to get this car to drive out of here one way or another is the main goal, because I need to start on something different. As I said in my last video, I love the car, but I know what's happening with you guys. You guys are getting burnt out on it, and so am I. So, I guess, trying to figure out what to do first. Like, you won't have to get gauges and stuff, I know that. At least to plug off, at least for the water. So I almost want to break from the engine bay, but... And we'll go ahead and try to get an alternator hooked up and get the pulleys on it. We can do that. Let's get the pulleys on it and see what we're going to need for a belt drive. We'll require a washer behind the pulley. And the bolts are too long, or that there, not enough shim there. Hey, what if that rear pulley? Let's do the alternator lands. Comes up. It's too big to fit. I think of something else I can do then. For now. Maybe we'll look around here after a bit and see if we can find a water pump pulley. But okay, I know the valve cover needs resealed on this side, but I really don't want to deal with that right now. I need to clean the inside out. Transmission lines. We'll get the transmission cross member. We can deal with that, but I don't have welder extension cord here, so I can't weld on the car. Well, I guess we could take the carburetor off and start hooking up vacuum lines. I hate when I run into stuff like this on projects. Like, you get to a certain point where, like, you're getting close to the finish, but then stuff bites you in the ass. That's what's going on here. Take my 300 CFM Holley off. We're going to prep this carburetor a little bit. Take a few fittings off and stuff like that. not rocking a brake booster, so we don't need that. I don't have a PC for it. I don't have a way to put a PC valve on this, I don't think. So once we'll plug all these hoses off. Most of them. I'd like to take the air conditioner solenoid off of it too. That's just, that looks like it's going to hit. These screws come out. Yeah. This is a little solenoid for your air conditioner idle controls. This is all it was a little solenoid that pushed this little bolt right here that butted up against your throttle blades and made it fast idle. That's all it did. Yeah, studs are in the wrong location for this carburetor. But it ain't gonna matter anyway because it ain't gonna work. No, without an adapter. Well, so much for that. We'll just slap the air carburetor back on it. Just to keep crap out of it. We'll just put this back on here. Just set it down for now. Maybe. Well, in that case, I'm going to have to go find me an adapter, or I don't know. Well, I'm going to stop the recordings. I'm going to do some measuring, do some boring crap, so I'll be back when I can be. Well, digging around, I found out the water pump pulley that came off my 68 Chevy's engine will work. I want to clean it up though and make it look halfway presentable, and I'm going to space it out about 1/8 of an inch to get it to line up with that pulley. But it'll actually work though. So on your factory GM alternators, they have this little spacer bracket that goes right here, and this holds up against the alternator. Well, none of the factory brackets I have fit this style. This is a 6-cylinder alternator. So what we're going to have to do is go and take a measurement. That bolt ain't long enough, unfortunately. I'm going to have to get a couple bolts to say. Yeah, let's see, about 1 3/8. So go ahead and measure. Let's see, right there. Here's a marker here. Here's a marker right in here. It don't have to be perfect, just has to be roughly where it needs to be at. So once you got that done, we're gonna go ahead and take it over to the drill press. And after that precise machining, we no longer have to worry about that flap anymore. After that precision machining was done, I was waiting for the paint to dry on the pulley and also the bracket itself. So I decided to dive into the car and see if I can test for main power. I really need to sweep this up in here. It's disgusting. Completely disgusting. I'm trying to think where I can put you guys at. Give me a minute. It's about the only place I can think of to put you guys. You got you guys leaned against the back seat there. I'm not going to get too deep in here. I really don't want to without cleaning it out first. so gross in here. So we got the key. Obviously not much is going to happen, but let's see, I'm trying to remember here. These keys are so wore out, it's not even funny. Like, there's nothing left of them. Okay, we have nothing there. Yeah, we have like no power in here at all. I wonder if this is like, he's got the hot wire right here, mounted to this. What happens when you do this? Do I get power? Do I get power to anything? No, I don't. It looks like they had like a horn button here, and that's how he put that over here. Do I have any power these fuses? I can't tell. I cannot tell at all. There's no real good way to sit in this car and try to see what's going on here, because it's so disgusting. I don't have soft hands either. It's just gross in here. There's just animal crap everywhere. Let's see, he's got the main wire running straight to here. Yeah, so that wire just hooked up. That's it. It ain't going nowhere else. It's just going straight here. Alright folks, it is now Tuesday morning. I got carried away by accident and I forgot to start recording. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. I've got a bracket that will work. I mean, I was going to cut the ear off it, but I really don't think it's going to matter too much. But I'm going to go ahead and address the heater hose issue, though, before... I'm sorry for the sniffles again. It is freezing cold out now. It was 60 degrees yesterday, and it is now 23 outside. And it's snowing as we speak. I really hate this state. Anyway, we get the heater hoses though on, before we put the bracket in place. That way it's just done and out of the way. Yeah, we'll have to cut the end of this off for sure. After fighting the pulleys around, I realized that this bottom pulley doesn't line up with any accessories. I have to put the small block dampener back on it. Well, pulley. Fuck. See if that works. It's going to be a bit on the tight side, but it will go on though. I'm sure it will. Yeah, it'll go. I think that'll work. Morning, folks. It's Wednesday. It's cold. It's like 10 degrees in here. Yeah, my goal, like I said in last week's video, was to get this thing out of here and, you know, roast the tires off of it. But I realize this thing needs way more than that. So I think the goal for this week is just to see if it'll just drive forward enough for me to get the door open, to get inside of it decently enough to actually clean it out. So, first things first we got to address is we got to get the transmission bolted down in the car. It's still hanging freely in the back. So we're going to try to get that done today. So we need to do that. We need to basically get all the welding crap done before we drain the gas tank. And we'll just see how far we get. We only got 1 hour. I got a pretty late start this morning. So let's just get into it. Everything is freezing cold. It's actually physically hurting my hands to touch the screw jack. I'm about to fire up the heater and just start doing voiceovers. I want to have to do something, folks. It's so cold in here. It's all the way back here. All this shit. If you can't hear me over the audio in the background, I said I will do a voiceover. That way you guys will be able to hear me at least talk. Jam a couple 1/2-inch nuts on these and I spend more time looking for stuff than I do anything else. We need to see how long we need to make. I think I'm just going to go with a simple plate. Probably weld to the bottom. Weld straight to the bottom of the cross member and put it over here. It's got to be made out of something pretty heavy though. Get the 7/16 bolt. Here we go. Like tight to the middle there, and about 5 inches, so around at least 4.5 inches long. I like to keep it narrow enough to where you can get to the bolts, and about 2 inches wide here. So I was digging around and I found this piece of scrap box tubing that was piece of a shelf. I think it was the same stuff I used on my C10 for the cross member. Has to be. That bolt's it's just barely long enough to go in there, so I want to address that problem. I want to cut this tab off and make that look a little nicer there, and grind the edges of it, grind the edges of this cross member here, and should be able to weld it clear across the bottom of it after I clamp it on. I'll clamp it on pretty tight while it's bolted the transmission. It should line up okay. It's got a decent amount of room around the cross member too. It doesn't seem to hang down super low either. So I think this is what we're going to go with here. We'll go ahead and prep all this stuff up. See, the trick is with welding is that in order to get a good weld bead on things, and especially if you're an expert, is that you got to wear a welding cap with you everywhere you go. And you have to make it your own personality. So we're going to have to channel our inner pipeline guy in order to get a good bead on this. Otherwise, we might as well just throw this whole entire project in the trash. So I want to go and get my voice out. Get my voice out Tell you what, boy, we got soft hands. Fucking was out on the rig working 80 hours a motherfucking day. All right, I'm gonna take you guys in closer so you guys work and say how much of a better job you would have done. Yeah, it's not pretty, but it'll be fine. I mean, Ronnie Millsap would be all right with it. I'll tell you what, transmission's mounted. That's all that matters right now. I guarantee you, the welds on the front of this car look 100 times worse than that. They've been there since 1967. So, alrighty, now we got that huge headache out of the way. Trying to think of the next thing we need to do. We do need to put a pinion seal in the back. It's 555. We gotta figure out what size socket we need though. Somewhere between 75 120 and or 75 140 or something. I don't know. Gotta find me probably 1.25 inches more than likely. Yep. Perfect. I think the seal just fell out, didn't it? No. Or was that just a dust cover? No, it was just a dust cover. Oh, the seal fell out with the pinion. Actually, before I go ham on this, I need to make sure it seal's right. It's definitely going to come out either way, but we want to make sure we got... It appears to be correct. Yep. Now we used our high-tech seal remover. We're going to use our super duper high-tech seal installer. Yep, looks all right to me. Also, another thing we have to address, so we got to go up here and we got to figure out a shifter of some sort. I'm thinking it's like Camaro shifter ain't gonna work. Whenever I put it in, it only went into drive, reverse, and neutral. That was it. I couldn't get it in park. I couldn't get it in first gear, second gear. I just barely could get the thing to move in general. So we're gonna go outside here in a minute and take a look at that. I got an El Camino frame sitting out front with the Turbo 350 in it and see if I can rob some stuff off it. All right, we're gonna go out front, see what we can't find. Didn't bring any tools with me or nothing. Gotta walk all the way around to everything, get to it though is a crappy part. It appears to have the linkage and stuff. Looks like it's a lot longer. on this transmission though than it is on the. I know it's hard for you guys to see. Longer here than it is on that one. It might be able to unbolt it. I gotta look under the car again and see if I can unbolt that lever, and then maybe I can get this to work. Let's get some tools. Let's see, we'll take a look under here. That does virtually line up with that. Where that rod will fit through there due to size, I don't know. At least we could do is try though. I had a heck of a time finding a spot for you guys. Ain't a lot of real estate out here. It's way bigger around the other one. Try to use it. It might work. You can just try. This has got a freaking 11/16 nut on it. That 3/4, huge. Damn it. 6/16 already. I'll be right back. All right, folks, it's time for me to head into work. So, we're going to have to get that shifter linkage hooked up, get the dry shaft in it, and let's see, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Hopefully a carburetor gasket comes today for that quadrajet when we get hooked up, and we got to come up with some kind of throttle linkage too. Not entirely sure what we're going to do about that, but we got to figure something out here to go from here to there. All right, so this concludes today. I need to head into work. We need to get the shifter hooked up on it tomorrow. Get a dry shaft in it at least. We need to come up with throttle linkage. You need to drain the gas tank. Hook the fuel system back up. We need to fix the return line too. Forgot about that. And we got our new starter. We need to get hooked up to it as well. I'm hoping to save the brakes for Friday. With the check valve and all that, I need to clean the drums up on it and hook the lines up on it. Just, I want to do besides that, just see if I can get it to at least do something. Hopefully I can get that shifter to work though. And I need to find a handle out of a column. But I might be able to just take my hand and rotate the shaft and do it that way. But we'll find out tomorrow. We'll see you guys then. Morning, folks. It's Thursday. I wanted to speak up a little bit because it's like 10 degrees in the building again. It's getting warmer outside, but it's still cold as shit in here. So, I got to thinking yesterday that because, I don't know, them shifter linkages, they might work, but they're bigger around than the original brackets. So, I had a thought last night, maybe there might be, the old shifter linkage might be in the trunk of this car. So we're going to go take a look and see if we can't find it. Now let's have a gander. There's shifter linkage in here. We'll just try to use what we got. Alright, so the G-body shifter linkage up top fits the column pretty well, actually. It's not perfect, but the fact that it went inside the bushing and stuff is a win to me. I'm going to have to find a cotter key or something that fits it, though. Now, I need to figure out if I can get it in this bushing here. I want to see if I can just clean this up and maybe it'll go in. Yeah, it looks like we're going to drill it out a little bit. I mean, I'm assuming all the way forward is supposed to be park. I think, yeah, you'd rotate that arm. But there's no other way for this bracket to fit in here, though. Okay. We have a linkage here. How much fucking tire is this thing? How long is the bolt in this piece? I would let that cool off for a minute. I'll take the starter back out of this and get our mini starter put in here. Just something a little more, hopefully more reliable. Time is money. Of course. Why would it be the normal size? Damn it. See what I got. Hell is a 5/16? Could be one of those goofy metric deals. Oh, crap. I gotta find a nut. Maybe I can dig my... Maybe dig through my LS stuff and find something that'll work. Well, I found one, I think. At least the thread's on this nut, or bolt. I can't talk today. I'm tired. There we go. I'm really shocked I found one. It was laying on some kind of weird stud that was cut off. I guess just have to try it. I don't know, it might work or it might bind up. Go ahead and crank it a few more times. Alright. That cranks over way better than the old one did. Okay, so now we got to get back up there, the shifter linkage. This is going to be a hard thing for you guys to even see. Maybe if I zoom in. And then you guys really can't see nothing, can you? I tell you what, just for testing purposes, this will be okay. Just so it don't fall out of the car. You can only get, see, there's park, reverse, neutral, drive. I can't get first gear, but I'm just using my palm to rotate the column, so at least I got a way to shift it. Oh, that thing fell off, didn't it? I'm going to have to go give me a cotter pin later today. All right, unfortunately I'm out of time. I got heading to work. But we got a shifter on there. We just need a small cotter pin or something to fit that. So we got that hooked up at least. That's what fought me more. So schedule for tomorrow, if we can fit it all in here. Get the rear end cover back on. Get oil thrown in it. I think I got some around here somewhere. I just don't know how much. Hopefully enough to at least get to move. Rear end cover needs reinstalled. Dry shaft needs put back in. I got a bolt for that transmission mount here somewhere. I just found it literally yesterday as I was leaving. I just forgot to put it in. So, rear end cover, dry shaft, transmission mount bolt. Also, we've got to wire in a switch panel to engage the starter, and also, yeah, just mainly to engage the starter and also turn the ignition on inside the car. So we're going to have to do that tomorrow as well. And yeah, we're going to need brakes on it. I was really hoping that shifter linkage wasn't going to fight me that bad, so I don't know if I'm going to have a video for you guys this week or not. It's not really a good spot for it to be in. To say, yep, that's a good video right there. So I don't know. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Then hopefully we can get something going. All right, I'm not in my work clothes, as you can see, because actually it's the afternoon. It's actually daylight out. Gave myself a little extra time today. Well, she's at work, so I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple things done on this real quick. That way I can give you guys a video for this week, because honestly, we're pushing it. So first things first, I'm going to change that transmission mount bolt real fast. Okay, new bolt secured. Now, let's see. I like to put this just up somewhere where it won't drag the ground, just for the time being. Just for the moment. Stick that up there. All right. Head to back. Rear end cover on. Hope that seals. Now, need to get the oil fill plug out. I don't know who decided to put a square plug in there, but I immediately hate them. Ooh, race car. I bet it's like a bone stock D-Series Civic. Okay. Now we can go ahead and slam in the drive shaft. Okay, we need to figure out what's going on here with the fuel line ordeal. There's a clamp on it right there, but it's like it's rubber. Does it rubber continue past that? It does. They just shoved it all the way on there and stuck a clamp on the end of the line, so they did. Oh, I forgot this thing has an air fitting on it instead of a regular 3/8 bar like everybody else would have. Yeah, it's running really slow, but while it's going, we'll go ahead and try to get our carburetor mounted. And actually we need to get our cotter key and stuff back in the, need to get our shifter hooked back out, don't we? Check our times here. 6:42. We got a little bit of time left. Oh, time. Where the hell you been? Where the hell you been? Huh? Mom cooked pork chop stuff at home. No. Drain the tank out and stuff right now. I got the dry shaft hooked up. I got the shifter linkage on it now. What's that water pump out of? That's a small block. I stole the fitting out of it. I think it's still pumping out, I think.
What are you trying to do?
Get the carburetor on now.
Oh. What gasket you going to use? Find the gasket you needed?
Well, I got, this Cometic one you got from O'Reilly is the best fitting one with carburetor. It's just big barrels on it.
Right. Got a. Will the clutch fan still fit on or not?
I don't know. It might, but like I said, I had to put washers behind the bolt cell to get it to work, but it's a real narrow fan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it will. It's going to be too close to the radiator. Yeah, you might as well start pitching stuff out of here. So I just get some bolts to start, and I can run them down a little bit and see until they stop.
Yeah.
And then I can take and measure and cut it down appropriate length. Always one will line up. So apparently that gas tank was a little full. Had a 6-gallon can underneath of it, and it just flowed completely out the top of it. And while his dad's bleeding, my dad's taking the clean up the brake drums. Try to take the lines off real quick. Maybe. Actually, something else I gotta do too. I gotta take these valve cover bolts out sometime, put washers underneath them because they're not exactly all the way tight. They're bottomed out on this side. And whoever had this thing, boy, they greased the crap out of it.
What phrase is it with grease under here?
It's just solid grease. Everything is greased up bad. The point it's like almost.
Grease is supposed to grease the body.
I think they put a grease in the fucking. I think they greased the damn wheel cylinder.
Huh?
I think they greased the damn wheel cylinder.
Didn't they?
I don't know. It feels like it.
Probably. There's greased the brakes on, I think. The brakes are tight on this thing.
I don't know if I'm just not getting on the bleeder, if it's a smaller diameter. It's like really, really small. It's like almost the same size as the bleeder itself. Got the gates on, it's just going over top of it. I don't know if it came. This one's not coming loose. Stripped.
Well, grease should be in good shape.
I know, I figured it would just fall right out and it caked itself. I'm gonna try cracking the lines. May get lucky there.
You might find where the line goes in it.
Right over there.
Right here on top.
Yeah.
You might.
Try this side bleeder first though. Get one bleeder, one drum to work. It'd be. Okay, so long story short, what ends up happening is that me and my dad get the brakes bled out, but only the front ones. And this was after a course of over an hour of fighting the bleeders and trying to get fluid pushed through the lines and all that nonsense. Morning, folks. Friday. Let's get into it real quick. Okay, so last night we came down here for a minute. We drained the gas out of this thing and put that out of there. I'll have to get the electric fuel pump off. So we got ourselves some carb gaskets. I'm going to do some modifications to the bolts though to get to seal down the intake. We need to get our fuel pump hooked back up. We need to get the starter switch panel put in. We need to get the oil pressure gauge in. We have front brakes, and that is it. They just randomly started working after we hooked up the lines on the master cylinder and just started pumping the crap out of it. I think they were just frozen, but at least we got front brakes. So, goal here, get it to move that direction. That's literally it. So, we'll go ahead and hop to it. I think we can make it work that way. Just have to go like that, I guess. Take your coil wire. Try to get it ran up here. Okay. I think here. Okay, starter wire needs to be brought to the top. Need to unhook the fuel pump, electric one. Hook the regular one back up while we're under there and fix the return line. Basically just shove a bigger bolt in it and reclamp it. We'll need to fix that. Stuff it up there to where I can get on top and grab it. There we go. Perfect. Wonderful. Using this. Thank you for your service. Let me know what you guys think about crackers. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of them personally. It's not that they're a terrible wheel, a terrible looking wheel. I've just seen them so many times over and over and over and over again. And I don't even like how they even go on or anything. And the car bolts, we gotta fix the car bolts. And the vacuum line. So this bad boy down all the way. I'm gonna bring you guys in closer. Okie dokie. You guys see anything? You guys see everything or not? No, I don't think you guys can. The lens on this phone is weird. It I don't know. Okay, it's only 520. We're making extremely good headway, which is good. That's why I came down here yesterday in the afternoon. Okay, I'll get a starter wire fetched up to the top here. The bolts that you need to actually mount a quadrajet down to an intake manifold are special. So if you're ever putting a motor together and you intend on reusing your quadrajet, do not throw your bolts away. no matter what you do, because they are oddball size. You can't buy them at the you can't buy them at the hardware store. They're like I think they're like 5 3/4 or 4 3/4 or something like the front ones are, and the back ones are also 1/4 size. Which, if you go to your Rural King or Tractor Supply, you can't buy bolts that are 1/4 increments. They're always 1/2 increments. Okay, now we need to come up with some kind of linkage for the throttle. I hope I'm going the right direction. I mean, that's what it should be. It's going to be touchy. Oh, Joe Diffie. That old Joe Diffie cassette in here. Ugh. This thing, like, you guys can't see it. Oh my God. I'm trying to get myself out of this car and I can't. Oh. Good Lord. The seats suck. Fall right through them almost. Okay. That done. I'm going to need to get that hooked up here. There we go. Perfect. All right, folks, here goes nothing. Got the car up in the air because I'm a little bit nervous actually about it. Transmission linkage and whatnot. Either this will go over well or terrible. So here goes nothing. That fired up way faster than I thought it would. But boy, is the idle high on that. Now I don't know if it's in gear or not. Here. It idles. That's nuts. Okay. I think it's safe enough to throw on the ground. God damn it. I think it's safe to put enough on the ground and drive it forward, maybe. It's a little fast and idle, though. Need to. Alrighty, moment of truth. I'm a little nervous. You just got only the front brakes on it. I have to go fast in the kill switch. Of course. Shouldn't even touched it. Try this again. I think we're a little low on transmission fluid. But we did what we need to do. We need to move forward. That's the important part. Okay. Whew, I got goosebumps. I was afraid the thing was just going to take off flying to the shop. I'm not going to lie. Oh boy. Okay, we're going to go ahead and just casually disconnect the battery. I think I'm going to put some like thread tape or figure out where that's leaking from right there. I also need to wire up the choke correctly and stuff. I think she was just flooded. That's why she wouldn't start. Seems to be alright though, as far as I need to do some more finishing up, granted, but I think it might either it's got not enough transmission fluid or it's got a brake line locked up on. I'm not entirely sure. I know you don't have to check transmission fluid like this. I just don't want to run this thing very long with no coolant. And we're leaking oil with the oil pressure fitting on the gauge. It shows it's got enough in it, but parked though, so maybe a little dubious. All right, folks, we met our goal for the week, though, at least. So, I mean, it sounds pretty damn healthy. But there's one thing we need to do, though, to make this car right. If you guys are interested in these, I have these for sale. They're $4 a piece. It's cheaper than almost any YouTuber will ever sell their stickers for. Now, granted, these are small, but they'll go anywhere and they'll be pretty discreet. Small to put on a phone case, I figure. And they're very high quality. I've had these on my toolbox at work, and I weld every day. Grinded sparks fly on them and everything else, and they're still looking brand new. So if you guys are interested in those little AG stickers right there, hit me up on YouTube or private message, or hit me up on Facebook. Follow Anders Garage on Facebook, and we'll try to put a link down below in the description. So next week, I'm going to have to clean out all this interior. It is so smoky in here. And this build has left me quite a mess in here. So we're going to have to clean all of our mess up, though. Boy, that's such a good looking car now. Also, we need a dress cooling system, but we're going to worry about the wiring inside too first. We're definitely going to have to get a set of big block springs for sure. But it is now that time. I need to head into work. So I need to gather all my things. Get ready to head into town. If you guys like my channel, give me a like and subscribe. Now I know I'm working on the same car all the time, seems like. But hopefully next week, you won't see that car. Hopefully next week's the last time you'll see that car for a minute, because I got other plans, other vehicles that I need to get going. So I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching.